I caught him on camera, bolt cutters in hand, about to snap the chain on my private road. It was Karen's nephew, again. But this time, before the metal even clinked, red and blue lit up the tree line. Deputies swarmed in. That night, the HOA's little war crossed a line, and it never came back. My name's Ethan Cole. I bought 10 acres in a quiet place called Pine Grove Ridge. Figured I'd finally live in peace after years of city chaos. Built myself a gravel driveway straight to my workshop. Didn't bother nobody. That is, until the HOA and Karen Dalton decided my private road should be their shortcut. Now, I'm not part of the HOA. Not a dime of my property touches common land. But that didn't stop them from sending 3 letters in 2 days, all of them sealed with that smug navy blue crest. First one said I had 48 hours to submit an architectural review for my driveway. Second one slapped on a $200 fine. The third, a so-called emergency notice, demanding I open my road to Lot 11, Karen's lot. Karen, if you've ever met someone who looks at your truck like it farted on their lawn, you know Karen. I met her once. Once, she didn't even say hello, just glared at the mud on my tires. Her house sat right past the bend of my driveway, barely 50 feet from the loop I cut through my own land. And now she wanted access. Not because she needed it, but because the official neighborhood road added 3 whole minutes to her commute. And the board? They were ready to hand her the keys to my land like it was theirs to give. So I wrote them back, plain and simple. Access denied. This road is deeded solely to Parcel 7. Any entry without my consent is trespass. Then I welded up a proper gate and hung a shiny "No Trespassing" sign right at the entrance. The next morning, Karen pulls up in her silver sedan, revving like she's in a Fast and Furious spin-off. Rolls down her window and points at the sign like she's reading it for the first time. "You can't block a fire lane," she says. I kept my voice steady. "This ain't a fire lane. My deed ends right here." She peeled out across my grass like that proved something, then stormed straight to the board president's house. Couple hours later, Mark Harrison, HOA Prez, shows up, sweat soaking through his golf polo. Tries to convince me the board has emergency easement powers. I hand him a copy of my survey with every inch of my road clearly marked inside my property. He frowns, mumbles something about escalating, and walks off, punching at his phone. That night, 2 patrol cars creep up my drive. No lights, just quiet. Deputy knocks, says someone reported a roadway obstruction. I walk him to the survey stakes, shine my flashlight on the parcel number. He gives a long sigh. "This is your private drive?" "Yep." He radios it in as unfounded, nods respectfully, then drives down to Karen's place. I stood there watching through the dusk, saw her waving her arms at him like she was directing traffic. Didn't work. But Karen wasn't done. Oh no. A week later, her teenage son and his friend show up. Open my locked gate. Wave her through like they own the place. I'm recording the whole time. I walk down calm, boots planted. "You're violating an active court filing," I said. Karen folds her arms like she's auditioning for Real Housewives. "Board says it's an emergency easement." "No such document exists," I tell her. She takes a step forward, real aggressive. I don't budge. Eventually, she backs off, for now. That night, flashing lights again. This time, 3 deputies, a supervisor. I'm in a t-shirt and cargo shorts, tool belt still on, no weapon in sight. But Karen had called 911, claiming I waved a rifle at her. Again, I show them the footage. Calm, quiet, no gun, just my phone. They tell me to put up more signs, maybe a second chain. I do both the next morning. Then came the HOA's cease and desist, accusing me of interfering with emergency services. That's when I brought in Laura Brennan, property rights attorney from 2 counties over. Sharp as hell. She filed a quiet title suit and injunction to stop their nonsense cold. Next HOA meeting? Laura comes with me, Karen's arms folded. Mark tapping his little gavel like he's running the Supreme Court. Laura slides our lawsuit across the table, copies of the plat, everything. No easement, no access. And if you keep pushing, we'll sue for slander of title and trespass damages. Karen flushed red like a busted radiator. Mark adjourned the meeting real quick. I thought maybe they'd let it go. Nope. 1:14 a.m. 2 nights later, security camera pings. Karen's nephew sneaking up with bolt cutters. Just as he clamps down, patrol car screams in. He bolts, leaves the cutters. Cited for attempted criminal mischief. That should have been it. Instead, they sent me a settlement offer. Open the road 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and they'll waive all fines. Laura laughed, tossed it in a folder, and wrote back, "You drop all claims, pay our fees, and send a written apology to every homeowner." Dead silence. Karen kept calling the cops over Instacart deliveries that couldn't get through the gate. Every call logged as civil dispute. One dispatcher got so fed up, they called her a chronic complainant over an open channel. Karen caught it on her scanner and filed a complaint for defamation. I couldn't make this up. Depositions started. Under oath, Mark admitted they sent those letters before the board ever even voted. Karen? She testified the road saved her $70 a month in gas. Laura asked, "Are you aware gas prices fluctuate?" Karen snapped, "That's irrelevant." Court reporter nearly choked. We found emails between her and Mark. If we lean on him hard enough, he'll cave. Another, "Call 911 if he locks it again, claim a safety issue." These went straight into our exhibit binder. The judge looked at the pile of nonsense and set a trial date. 2 days later, HOA hits me with 1,100 in new fines, this time for unapproved signage and excess lighting. I installed brighter LEDs out of spite. Trial comes. Laura walks the judge through everything. Plat maps, body cam footage of the fake gun call, the fire chief's report showing emergency access via the main road is just fine. Karen tries to claim an ambulance was delayed for her mom. Laura shows dispatch logs proving it wasn't. Karen stares at the floor. Jury took 4 hours. Full verdict in my favor. Nominal damages for trespass, serious damages for slander of title, and punitive ones, calculated as what Karen would have saved in gas over 20 years. Oh, and legal fees. The judge issued a permanent injunction barring the HOA or anyone from claiming my road was public. That's when I got serious. I formed the East Loop Road District, legal entity, permit-based. Only approved users could access the drive. Karen, barred for a year due to abusive language in her voicemail. Her nephew tried to yank the chain again, broke his tail light instead. Cameras got it all. Cited. Again. Karen tried suing me in small claims, said my gate hurt her property value. We countersued. She lost. I recorded a lien on her house. She didn't pay. On day 29, her mortgage company called. That lien clouded title. She paid the judgment, but the damage was done. Her financials crumbled. And then came the foreclosure notice. Karen lost the house. I showed up at auction, outbid her lawyer buddy Brent at $115K, got the keys that same afternoon, flipped it in 30 days, pocketed nearly $27K, dumped every penny into paving and lighting the road. And then? HOA dissolved. Homeowners voted to scrap it completely after all the drama. Mark walked away alone. Karen got hit with a criminal charge for the fake 911 call. Guilty. Probation, fine, and court-ordered no contact. I sent her a copy of the district permit rules with a note. You're eligible to apply next year. So, who was really in the wrong here?